Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea, hope you're all good. So on this video I wanted to talk about Sound Like. It's a series that I do on the Andertons TV YouTube channel along with Matt Hornby, very good friend of mine, and we've been doing it now for a couple of years. If any of you haven't heard of it yet, you might want to go and check it out if you're into that kind of thing. I'll put a link in the description box below to the channel and the playlist where they all are. But in a nutshell, what we do, is we attempt to sound like you know, famous guitar players and famous bands by taking an excerpt from one of their songs and trying to sound just like it. So what we end up doing is picking gear out of the shop, out of Anderton's store, and then we take it through to the sort of video area. We listen to the track, to the excerpts in mind that we want to try and attempt to sound like, and then we dial in the pedals and amps and mic placements to try and get as close as we can to the, you know, the original song. Sometimes we do live versions of stuff that we've found on the internet, and other times we do the actual album versions. And we basically just have a lot of fun doing it. But it's interesting because there's a lot of comments that come up under the videos where sort of people, and I guess everyone's got their own sort of expectations of what they're going to see, but you know, sometimes you get people that are a bit unhappy with the quality or the way it sounds or the approach or the gear we chose. So I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of clear up some of those, you know, some of those queries. So I think the best place to start is probably the gear choice. Like, why do we choose specific bits of gear quite often, like the DSL-40 or the HT Studio 20 and things like that? And we have used them a lot, and it's really down to the fact that we can only really choose what's in the store at that time when we're filming. And we can't really use the Anderton staff to our disposal to just grab us gear as and when we need it. So, because we just go up there for those 2 days to film and then come back to Brighton and work from home. So it's very just, you know, run and gun, find what we can and use it to our best of our ability. So that's why sometimes we use the same bits of gear, and also because we're doing it on a budget of £1,500, you know, you can't just go and, you know, there's only so many products that are good, fit the bill, that are in that price bracket, that are available in Andertons. So therefore you do end up getting stuck with the same amps quite a lot. But it's how you use it at the end of the day. It's not what the gear is, it's how you use it. And then when it comes to the parts, when it comes to the riffs that we might play right or wrong, because I see a lot of comments about, you know, when we did Tool, people said, oh, the riffs weren't played right, or, you know, like Queens of the Stone Age. And really, that's down to the fact that, you know, because we shoot in a bulk, we shoot like 5 episodes in one go, we don't really have the time to, you know, learn all the parts right to the last detail, because basically we choose the gear, get into the room, we've got an active PA speaker that we play the music out of, and we listen to it and work it out. Basically because it's faster that way, and you know, that's the idea, is that it's to sound like. We don't have to play the parts exactly the same, it's just a representation of the tones. And I appreciate sometimes the parts are played in a specific way that generates the sound. Sometimes the riffs come out wrong, and other times it's just so hard. You know, some of the artists we've done are really, really difficult. But in any case, this is all about having good fun and doing something cool on YouTube that you guys can be entertained by and watch and get involved with the geekery that we enjoy so much. And then when it comes to things like the requests that we get quite a lot, obviously when we shoot in a bulk we can only pick out the 5 that we're going to do that time, and then every time we go onto the list of suggestions and then find new ones to do. And it's just about keeping it kind of universal. We want to do like as many as we can. And we'll get around to all the suggestions, because the cool thing about Sounds Like is it can keep going, and we'll never run out of bands to try and do. But you know, it's saving. It's not you doing all the best ones first. I've seen a lot of Radiohead requests, and we will do it, but that one's insanely difficult because it's so specific, and there's a lot of fans out there that are going to be watching and going to be like, that's not right or that's right. You know, so we want to do that one properly, but we don't want to do all the best ones in one go. So we're trying to break it up as much as we can. But in any case, it's loads of fun, and it's one of those things that I suppose I do for Andertons on the side. You know, obviously we go and shoot the videos at the shop, then I bring all the footage and audio home, I mix it all here, and I edit it all here, and then upload it from home. So it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely been a good experience for me to, on camera, working with someone else on camera like Matt, and also it's getting my editing skills much better and my audio engineering skills much better, trying to sound like different guitarists and use different gear all the time. So it's definitely a good thing to do, even if you don't want to do it necessarily for YouTube, but if you want to try and attempt to do it yourself with the gear that you might have or your mates have got, just to attempt it, because it's good for practicing mic placement and getting EQs right and getting all that kind of stuff. And I suppose the last point is that when it comes to actually the sound clips and the sound-like clips, it's worth pointing out that obviously very rarely do you get to hear the artist's guitar tracks in isolation, and if you did, they would be really thin. They'd be mixed to sit in a specific place in the mix. Therefore, it's not going to have loads of bass, and it's not going to have, you know, loads of gain. Or treble. It's going to be like slotted into a mix. So when we try and do these sounds, like we're trying to pick it out from the actual full mix and hear that there might not be too much bass, or there is more bass, or whatever, you know. So it is really in depth, and it is really quite difficult to try and pinpoint the tones. And we really do spend as much time as we can allow on each artist. Believe me when I say it's not straightforward when you're dialing in tones, listening to a CD and trying to get the exact sound from that recording, because there's mics recording, the humidity in the air, there's so many things that go into it, but that's all part of the fun. So there you go. I just thought I'd talk a bit about sound like and the fun, the trials and tribulations that we see when we go and film and see comments and stuff like that. Thank you all so much for watching it and enjoying it so much, and all the great suggestions. We're going to keep doing them. It sounds like it's going to be going for, I have no idea how long, but a long time, because it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it cleared up a few of those queries. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you all very soon.